Coming up on AgweekTV, the new administration's plans for infrastructure investment is giving the agricultural community hope. A deadly and untreatable disease is making its way through the North American bison herds. And innovation is the name of the game in ag. We'll see how one potato company is using it to grow. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. We hope you're having a very Merry Christmas. With all the uncertainty about what a new administration will mean for agriculture, there is one area that President-elect Donald Trump has been more clear about: his position on infrastructure. Trump spoke about the importance of the nation's transportation system throughout the campaign and has echoed that during the transition. As Michelle Rook reports, it's giving the ag community real hope for some improvements in the near future.
The agricultural industry is optimistic about the investment that will be made in rural infrastructure under a new administration. In fact, the incoming president has plans to spend over $1 trillion on infrastructure.
President-elect Trump decided to devote a portion of his acceptance speech to talking about the need to invest in and improve our infrastructure.
And that leaves him hopeful for some movement on infrastructure early in 2017.
He has an understanding, and rightfully so, of the abhorrent condition of our nation's infrastructure. So he wants to do something about it.
We'll certainly be working with them if and when the time comes to try and shape it so that it reflects the needs that we have in rural America.
There is agreement the transportation system needs repair, and it's critically important to keep farmers competitive and profitable, especially as they continue to increase production.
2/3 of our soybeans get exported, and it's very important to have infrastructure and be able to export those to foreign countries and have a good supply.
The key, as always, is finding a funding source for projects.
With the congressional majorities in both the Republican majorities in both the House and the Senate, there is going to be a reluctance to doing anything like a new fee or a new gas tax.
Plus, any appropriations are tough in the current budget environment. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for AgWeek.
One funding plan being discussed by House Speaker Paul Ryan and Trump is the return of corporate profits to the U.S. from businesses that operate overseas. A veteran farm policy reporter says the U.S. ag industry could see big changes under the Trump administration. Sarah Wyant, president of AgriPulse Communications, says farmers and farm groups will be watching to see if he keeps his promises to cut regulations. Trump was elected partly on strong support from Midwest agriculturalists, reflecting a desire for change. But Wyant says Trump's efforts on trade will also be watched carefully, since exports are vital to many U.S. ag products. Trump has promised to focus on redoing trade deals, and for the ag community, that could be really good or very bad.
There may be some trade deals that aren't as popular with the rest of the country, but for agriculture, the Trans-Pacific Partnership was very important, NAFTA is very important, and exports in general are very important. So how this sorts out going forward, of course, he's already said he's not going to pursue the TPP, and he does want to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Wyant spoke at the Prairie Grains Conference in Grand Forks. There's a recent and serious problem in the North American bison industry. It's called Mycoplasma bovis. It's a severe respiratory disease that typically appears as pneumonia and can be a real problem for bison producers. It's having a major impact on some bison herds. According to the University of Saskatchewan, mycoplasma has become the most significant pathogen facing bison producers. Some producers have lost from 10 to 50% of their herds across Canada and the U.S.
Mycoplasma is a different kind of organism. We believe it is certainly is a bacteria. It's not a virus, but it's different in one respect that's fairly obvious. It doesn't really have a covering. Most of our bacteria have what we call cell walls.
Experts recommend vaccinating the animals against it, but warn it's not a guarantee.
Mycoplasma have what's called a biofilm, and apparently this biofilm kind of changes its spots. And so the idea of trying to create a vaccine against an organism that has this sort of biofilm becomes really difficult, and that's why we haven't had much success with mycoplasma vaccines.
They're older cows or whatever that I didn't put out to pasture this year.
The disease has ranchers like Ryan Hummelvig at Kenmar Buffalo Ranch near New Rockford, North Dakota, very concerned.
Scared to death. I mean, it'd be, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I'm vaccinating and I try and give them as much feed and do the best job I can just that so it doesn't happen.
Experts say until 2011, the disease was considered secondary to other viral, bacterial, or stress episodes. Researchers have found that it now has become a primary pathogen in bison, meaning it doesn't need other factors to become infective.
Because they're pretty old and I didn't trust them going out this year.
Hummelvig is the president of the North Dakota Bison Association. He's also on the North Dakota State Board of Animal Health. He says mycoplasma has been showing up in the state in the past 5 or 6 years.
I know that there's been at least 3 ranches that have been hit really hard on it, but most of them are west of the river, and I know people who've lost 500 head, but they're really big operators.
Experts say there's no real good treatment for mycoplasma once it's in the herd.
There's very little remediation for that, and it's very contagious. So shared feed troughs, shared water troughs, and it's also airborne, so even animals in close proximity to another can just pass it just by being next to each other.
Hummelvig says keep a close eye on your herd and watch for 3 major signs: coughing, stiffness, and hunched up animals.
It turns their joints arthritic and it just devours their lungs and stuff, and it usually takes out about 20% of the herd. I mean, when it does hit, for some reason it doesn't affect them all, but the ones it does affect, it really hits them hard. And the problem with the buffalo is they're so strong that by the time you notice it, it's usually too late. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do against it anyway.
The best way to prevent mycoplasma infections is to maintain a closed herd or at least test and quarantine new animals before bringing them into the herd. Up next on AgweekTV, we hear from 2 men, Rocky Schumacher and Willie Hewitt, who are calling it quits after more than 40 years in the ag business.
When work takes you out in the cold, stay warm in a great pair of boots from Home of Economy, where you'll find all your favorite brands like Ariat, Carhartt, Wolverine, and Rocky. Plus hard-to-find waterproof insulated boots from Baffin. With more than 30 top-selling brands, Home of Economy is your work boot superstore for pull-on, lace-up, soft toe, or safety toe. All in stock at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
AgriValley Solutions can help you get more of the potential you plant with the 360 Y Drop. You can easily install and remove it on most sprayers. Use 360 Soil Scan to monitor and measure your nitrogen levels throughout the growing season. Nitrogen is applied using Y Drops, which gives you more control over when and where you apply nitrogen to your crops. When you optimize your nitrogen, you improve crop yields and maximize your return on investment. Contact AgriValley Solutions today to find out more at 888-606-0407.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm. It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment. It's as strong as your family's trust, as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins. With proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted, AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580. he might be as recognizable as those bright yellow trucks. Rocky Schumacher recently retired after 41 years in ag sales, much of that at AGSCO. He watched the Grand Forks company grow into a major player in the ag industry thanks to some innovative practices. Mikkel Pates sat down with Schumacher to reflect on more than 4 decades in the ag business.
Rocky Schumacher has seen lots of changes in the farming business in his years of selling farm chemicals and later seeds. He's proud to have been a part of groundbreaking changes at AGSCO. The company pioneered the practice of refillable, returnable chemical containers in the mid-1990s.
Environmentally, it was extremely a sound product, and that was a big part of the growth of AGSCO. That's what drove a lot of it.
Another big change he's seen in farming in general is changing demographics. Fewer, bigger farms.
That's probably one of the biggest changes that I've seen is the demographics of agriculture, of the farmers today. You know, and we were, I believe at one time at AGSCO in '90 when we were doing the $15 million worth of chemical, I think we were dealing with 4,500 customers. And I think in 2007, I think we had 3,200. And yet you see what our sales volume is growing. And it continued, it just escalated since then. I don't like to see, I don't know that anybody really wanted it to happen, but the economics of farming has driven that, and farmers are just getting bigger and bigger and fewer. It's just part of the cycle, and ag chemical companies are basically doing the same thing, and it doesn't mean that a smaller company can't survive, but they got to find their niche and have to work very hard to do it.
What do you make of that change? Does that trouble you at all?
You know, in the ag industry, we think we might be different than everybody else, but you know, you look at Kmart's and Walmart's and or whatever, you know, all those type of things that you might want to choose in Amazon, and the same thing's happening in a lot of industry, and I think in agriculture is no different.
Schumacher says he's met thousands of people in 40 years in the ag industry, and he credits each of them for his success.
I've been very fortunate to know a lot of great people. It's the team you had, it's the people that you worked with from all over that make anything, if anything is successful, it's all made by them and everybody together.
Among the innovations that made AGSCO a leader was the use of barcodes for tracking their returnable containers. Schumacher worked his way up to general manager at AGSCO until the company was sold in 2007. He went on to sell seed for Peterson Farm Seed before wrapping up his ag career late this fall.
Another well-known North Dakota ag personality is calling it quits. Willie Hewitt, a Grand Forks extension agent, is retiring after a 40-year extension career. For the past 24 years, he's focused mainly on farm and family economics. He says some of his most rewarding work has been on Annie's Project, which helps farm and ranch women get more involved in the business.
And I think when you hear the women, some of them come up and say how that program has really empowered them, how it touched their lives, how it gave them the courage to become more involved in the management and so forth was really that's been very meaningful.
Hewitt plans to remain active in ag. He'll volunteer with several ag events in the area and continue to operate Hewitt's tree service in Grand Forks. Will the bitter cold make a comeback? Your Ag Week forecast is up next. And later, an area potato company famous for its red potatoes is using the rising popularity of sweet potatoes to grow their business.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
Advanced Grain Handling is the regional dealer for grain handler dryers, bins, and accessories. With Grain Handler's continuous mixed flow drying systems, you're capable of high levels of grain dryer efficiency, drying all types of grains including seed grain. A family-owned company, Advanced Grain Handling has licensed and trained service techs on hand whose #1 focus is service. They also sell service monitoring systems, do millwright work, and have a licensed electrical shop. Contact Chad today at Advanced Grain Handling Systems, 701-788-8927.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Since we started recording temperatures around the world, sometime in the latter half of the 1800s, the world has by and large been getting warmer. And 2016 will go down as one of the warmest years on record. Maybe not the warmest, but certainly very, very close. Interestingly enough, also, the late summer Arctic ice was extremely low. There was a lot of open water up there this year, and that has had some impacts, I think, on our weather this fall and winter season so far. But I want to talk about this just a little bit, because climate change is not evenly distributed. And let me show you an example of that. This is a graph showing globally averaged world temperatures generally rising since about the 1880s up through about today. So over the last 130 years or so, this is we've actually seen a rise of approximately 1 degree Fahrenheit, which means that compared to the 1880s, roughly globally averaged every day is about 1 year on average warmer than it would have been 130 years ago. But look at this. This is NASA's estimate of Arctic temperatures up in the high Arctic, up around the pole. The temperature rise over the same period, the last 130 years, is about 5 or 6 degrees, meaning each day is about 5 or 6 degrees warmer. That's phenomenal, and that does have an impact on our weather. It shows why we're seeing so much ice melting, and some of that may be related to the cold air outbreak we had last weekend, and it may have been impacting our weather and helping our weather be so much more warm over the last couple of years. Big snowstorm and weather system in the northern plains this weekend. That will gradually be moving up into Canada, and the weather systems will settle down across the nation this week. There will be a fairly big rain system across the south later on in the week, and after a warm spell, rains will come back to the Pacific Northwest by the end of the week, and some of this rain in the east will have some snow on its northern edge. As we go into the temperature patterns, we're cool but not really frigid in the wake of this storm. The cold air, the really frigid stuff, is going to stay mostly up in southern Canada, though we will have some cold weather. But for late December, early January, nothing really unusually cold in the northern plains. As we look at precipitation moving into the second week, I don't think there'll be a lot except down across the south. There will be several rain systems there. California will finally get another round of significant rain this week, and it looks like maybe late in that first week of January, a big weather system may move up the east coast with some snow on the northern side of it. The little intrusions of Arctic air into the northern plains are not expected to last long, and overall the weather will be cool to average, but not as frigid as it was last weekend. Otherwise, only fairly little snow systems through the northern plains and upper Midwest for once we get past the Christmas weekend. And I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hope that the weather next year is better even than it was this year.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
Storm advisory has been changed to a blizzard warning.
When you lose power, get it back fast with a portable Honda generator from Home of Economy. Easy to haul, tough and reliable, and ready to start with a simple turn of the key. Why settle for anything less than the clean, quiet power and peace of mind you can only get with Honda? Just don't be surprised if you generate new friends. Pick up a Honda at the guaranteed lowest price, only at Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted, AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from AgriCover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an AgriCover dealer near you.
Field Drainage Incorporated would like to thank all of the customers, suppliers, and local businesses for making this a great year. And in thanks, Field Drainage is making a donation in your honor to Farm Rescue, Salvation Army, Food for the Poor, and the Life Care Center. Field Drainage Incorporated has worked to help field drainage problems for hundreds of farmers, offering service and expertise in 2017 and beyond. Merry Christmas from Field Drainage.
Field Drainage Incorporated.
Innovation is always important in agriculture, but it's critical when crop and livestock prices are struggling as they are now. Black Gold Farms, based in Grand Forks, is relying on innovation to take its business into the fourth generation of the Halverson family. Jonathan Knutson has more.
People have to eat, and we like to be as close to that trough as possible.
Black Gold Farms was started on 10 acres in northeast North Dakota in 1928 by Greg's grandfather. It now operates 35,000 acres in 11 states. It's going strong into the fourth generation, thanks in large part to trying new things.
Thinking about things from just a little different point of view. Thinking about more in terms of what is the end point that we're aiming for, and then what are some different ways on how to get there. That's what innovation truly is. And without innovation, we're not going to grow.
We've always had that culture of innovation. And because of that, we've been able to grow and delve into new markets.
The business was helped by expanding into sweet potatoes.
You know, we're looking for a way to broaden our base at the same time. The sweet potato business has been growing, and so it all kind of matched up just right. We were able to expand our business both on the processed sweet potato side as well as the table stock sweet potato side.
Innovation is important. So is having a little fun, Halverson says.
We don't always get it right, but we're always trying something different and something new and having a little fun doing it. That's important.
Halverson says he's really looking forward to getting his 8 grandchildren involved in the business. In Grand Forks, this is Jonathan Knutson for AgweekTV.
In case you're wondering, no, the sweet potatoes aren't grown in this part of the country. Black Gold Farms has a sweet potato farm in Louisiana. Still ahead on AgweekTV, Jonathan Knutson talks about a farmer's real goal in this week's commentary.
United Lease and Finance would like to wish everyone happy holidays and thank you for your business this past year, and we look forward to working with you in 2017. We're happy to work with our clients' lease transactions from inception to close. With leasing, you get flexible payment plans, improved cash flow, great rates, and easy terms, and leasing does not tie up credit. We'd love to go to work for you. Happy holidays from Roger, Troy, and Dale, and we wish you and your family the best and look forward to working with you next year.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
It's time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into one powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
Redline, a starter fertilizer developed for corn and other crops. Applied in furrow, Redline offers a solid balance of N, P, and K plus micronutrients. Micronutrients remain soluble for uptake to the growing plant through bonding changes, created by the same unique chelating agent found in soy grain. Introducing Levosol. Levosol is mixed directly with liquid fertilizer for in-furrow application to enhance and maximize nutrient efficiency.
Field Drainage Incorporated would like to thank all of the customers, suppliers, and local businesses for making this a great year. And in thanks, Field Drainage is making a donation in your honor to Farm Rescue, Salvation Army, Food for the Poor, and the Life Care Center. Field Drainage Incorporated has worked to help field drainage problems for hundreds of farmers, offering service and expertise in 2017 and beyond. Merry Christmas from Field Drainage.
Field Drainage Incorporated.
Farmers like to say their business is feeding the world, but in this week's commentary, Jonathan Knutson says there's no shame in being even more honest.
It may be the most common slogan in modern ag. Our job is feeding the world. Sounds good, right? No, not really. Farmers' job, first, foremost, and always, is making money. You know it, I know it, consumers know it. Maybe the phrase was effective once, but no longer. So let's be candid with consumers. Let's tell them the truth. Our job is making money. We do it to support ourselves, our families, our employees, and our communities. We do it by safely and efficiently producing high-quality food. We're not perfect. We're fallible human beings like everyone else, but overall, we're pretty good, and we're working hard to get better. If you'd like, I can give you concrete examples of what I'm doing personally. So say it to yourselves right now. Our job is making money. Then start saying it to the public. Say it often, say it proudly. For AgWeek, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
Thanks for watching AgweekTV. Be sure to join us next week for our special year-end holiday edition, where we look back at our favorite and most popular stories from 2016. We leave you with a look at the winners of the AgWeek magazine photo contest, beginning with grand prize winner Darren Potasic. Merry Christmas, everyone.